afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Vancouver Aquarium. My name is Adam, giving you a wave from Steller's Bay here. Thank you for the waves back there. Just before we begin this program, I know it is very packed, but if we could try to keep the emergency exit points, basically wherever you see a stair leading out of this space, just if we can try to keep that clear as much as possible, that would be greatly appreciated, as well as our emergency exit point where my colleague Taylor is standing, just over there. With all that being said, we also would like just to keep away from the glass here so that I do not run into any small humans during our talk today, and I'm sure everyone would appreciate that as well. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge we are gathered on the traditional and unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, whom we truly thank for caring for these lands and waters in time out of mind. Now, the animals that you see here are Steller sea lions. They are the largest species of sea lion that you'll find along the British Columbia coastline. And we have 3 Steller sea lions in this habitat right now. Amac, who is the big male, working with Debbie just on the other side there. And then Yasha and Izzy will be the 2 females that may be going behind the scenes. They may be coming out they're trying to practice gating behavior with Amac this afternoon, which may or may not go according to plan. And that's okay too. The sea lions are choosing to be here. They're choosing to participate in these training behaviors, and we'll have hopefully we'll have an endlessly positive experience with the trainers and with all of you here today on this sunny Sunday afternoon. So we are seeing some basic husbandry behaviors happening right now, and there are 3 reasons why we train here at the Vancouver Aquarium. We train for and have a relationship between the trainers and these animals, so that very important research work, understanding why their population might have decreased from the 1980s onward by 80% is taking place. And you can see differences between harbor seals and sea lions when you're walking around on the Wild Coast decks. 3 major differences between the 2 different species of pinniped or fin-footed marine mammal include the presence of ear flaps. Sea lions have ear flaps, true seals do not. Size, oftentimes you will see a male Steller sea lion be over a ton during the spring, whereas male and female harbor seals will be about 80 to 90 kilograms. And then you can also see when they're out on land, how they move their bodies. Harbor seals will glump on land like a worm, and Steller sea lions, as you can see, can be quite mobile, using all 4 flippers as locomotion in the land and in the water as well. And so these training sessions that happen here at the Vancouver Aquarium are foundational for the relationship between the Steller sea lions and the trainers, so that we can have a good relationship between the two groups. And we train using a method called positive reinforcement here at the Vancouver Aquarium that begins by asking for a behavior, followed by a bridge, and then it's usually followed up by a bridge being sort of a positive body positive language from the trainers, a positive word, encouragement from the trainers as well, and then followed by a reward. And what's a good reward for a Steller sea lion? Fish? Fish? Yes, you got it. It is fish. And Amac will get fed about 20 kilograms of herring, capelin, and squid a day here at the Vancouver Aquarium, which is quite an amazing amount of fish. The 2 females, sometimes we'll also have the females go behind the scenes so that they could get husbandry checks or the active participation of the animals in their own healthcare. Similar to the way that you and I might go to a doctor's or a dentist's office, so too do the Steller sea lions need to be checked and having a full body assessment there. I believe I can see one of our trainers coming out the glass here. So in a moment or 2, we'll have our training session be a little more personal right along the glass here. And so this is Debbie, and she'll be working with Amac, who is the 10-year-old 650 kilogram Steller sea lion here that you in this habitat. Yes, a lot of woes, a lot of oohs, a lot of ahs, and he is quite an impressive animal indeed. He's giving you a wave now, so you can wave back to him if you want.
I'm waving back.
And Steller sea lions need a diet of rich fatty fish in order to move through the waters, to escape predators, and to find new sources of food. So sometimes the training sessions will include physical activity, mental stimulation, learning new behaviors, and then that animal husbandry as well. The population of the Steller sea lions have actually dramatically declined since about 80% since the 1980s. And there used to be two, and still are, two bases of population for the Steller sea lion. The first population is located along the west coast of North America, from California up to Alaska, constituting an eastern population. And then there is a western population that goes across the Gulf of Alaska to Russia and Japan. And that western population has actually seen an 80% decline since the 1980s. Research work here since the 1990s is trying to uncover why their population has dramatically declined, and we can talk about that in a bit here, but also AMAC is looking very patient, very regal up on that rock right now. There he goes, diving down in. And he's practicing a behavior called gating, which basically means that he will go up onto that platform and behind into the habitat that is, there he goes. He's thinking about it. And there he goes. He might go in. And so this behavior is very important. Sometimes if we need to do a habitat maintenance, it needs to be isolated, because you wouldn't want to dive in with a 650 kilogram animal, would you? No, so that's why sometimes we have to isolate the animals just so that we're safe as well. And we had to also invent our form of a language to bridge that gap as well. We don't speak sea lion. I mean, I don't speak sea lion. Does anyone speak sea lion in this audience? I doubt it. So we have to bridge it using simple commands like hand gestures, as well as words, once again, positive words. And so while the big male might be behind the scenes, we will have a little bit of a demonstration of what the females can do here. Yasha and Izzy are two female Steller sea lions, and as you can see, they are quite a little bit smaller than AMAC here, but no less impressive, and catching their fish before the seagulls can get to it. And so you can hear those words of affirmation. And they're very physical animals, working all of those muscles in their bodies so that they are healthy and happy. Tiana, both of them can also perform some very great balancing. And some of these full body assessments can also be completed during these activities as well. So we're also making sure that from tip to tail, these Steller sea lions are as healthy as they can be. Now I just wanted to circle back to something I talked about research. Now, one of the most important pieces of research that has actually has happened at the Vancouver Aquarium with our partnership with the University of British Columbia has been looking into the diet of a Steller sea lion. And we've noticed that over the years, they've shifted their diet from fatty fish like halibut, tuna, salmon, to less nutrient-rich fish called pollock or Atka mackerel. These types of fish are basically like if you or I decided to eat a bunch of celery. It gives you water content, it gives you fiber, but it doesn't necessarily fill you up the same way that other foods might. And so, by looking through piles of scat, and I'm not talking about jazz music here, what is scat, ladies and gentlemen? Poop, you got it, yes. We will go through poop. we would put on those latex gloves and try to figure out that diet. And we've noticed that as the shift in diet, as these fish might not be as abundant as they once were, we've noticed that shift occurred. And so learning more about Steller sea lions has been foundational because they occupy a very interesting place in the overall food web of the ocean. They are predator to those fatty fish, but they are also prey to bigger marine mammals such as orcas and not marine mammals, sharks as well. And so it's interesting and worth noting, and how we can protect them just best is learning more about them here at the Vancouver Aquarium, continuing those research studies, and learning more about how to protect them out in the wild. And so just by coming through our doors today on this sunny Sunday, you're contributing to that ongoing body of research. The Steller sea lions are going to jump up on a platform for you. And as we learn more about Steller sea lions, there we go. We'll also just ask you to give everyone their safe space as they continue to work with these animals out here at the glass. Some actionable items that you can do beyond your visit here today can include choosing sustainable seafood options such as salmon or octopus or tuna. Or if you wanted to also sign our 30 by 30 pledge, my colleague Taylor, just over there. Oh yes, there we go. We don't rehearse this at all sometimes. Anyways, this pledge, you can sign this pledge to protect 30% of the world's oceans, waters, and lands by the year 2030. And just scan that little QR code, go to the website, and you can take part in that other actionable item there. So while our marine mammal trainers are still out here, and AMAC might come out, I'm sure he will. But once again, we thank you for coming out here on this sunny Sunday. You can give your pat on the back for learning more about Steller sea lions here. If you do have any questions for myself or Taylor, we'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Our wet lab will be open until 4 p.m. today. So too will our last marine mammal training program be at 4 p.m. So that will be with the sea otters just at their upper otter habitat. There is a and I think we can finally give everyone a round of applause. The marine mammal trainers, the Steller sea lions, and as the trainers just finish up this training session, please give them their safe space. So just exit using those exit points. And have yourself a great day at the Vancouver Aquarium, everyone. Take care, and bye for now.